Hey guys, it's day 4 of our journey to Emerald. So today we're going to talk about crafting your story. Sometimes it's hard to know where to start when it comes to sharing your story with everyone. So I want to share with you guys how you can craft that story and start sharing with others today. So when it comes to your story, it's not just about Beachbody. It's about your story before that too, okay? And that's a common mistake a lot of people, not a mistake, but a misconception is people think, well, my journey, when I share people about Beachbody, I can just share from Beachbody forward. So if you're a new coach, it's hard to share, right? No, you've had a story long before that. Your life is a story. What happened that made you become who you are today? How'd you get there? When did you start struggling with your weight or your body image? Or when did you feel like you needed support and you didn't have it? Okay. And then that's where you can start your story. So I will give an example at the end of my story. So after that, then you're going to incorporate Beachbody and say how, since you started Beachbody, how it's been helping you and how it's changing your life. Okay. It's very simple. So first, you're going to give background as to why you were struggling, maybe feel a little vulnerable when you're sharing that part of your story. But then you're always going to have an upswing. So then you're going to share about how you found Beachbody and how you needed that support and motivation. And then how Beachbody has helped change your life. That's your upswing. You can go from vulnerable and at a hard point in your life and have an upswing. Of course, not everyone's story is like that. Some people don't have hard times or they just aren't identifying them. So I want you to think back. Where were you at a low? Where did you feel like you needed support and guidance and didn't have it? Okay, so think about that. We all have these spots in our lives, okay? When were you trying to diet and it wasn't working? When you were all alone and not able to tell anyone that you were dieting because you were scared. You didn't want to tell people like, hey, I'm trying to lose weight, okay? So here's an example of my story, okay? So I started my weight loss journey, I would say 8th and 9th grade. I would always struggle with my weight. I would always literally have my mom go out with me the night before school and like literally almost every night and buy a new shirt because my stomach was so uncomfortable in the clothes I had. I felt fat, and I hate that word. I hate it. But I felt it, and I would cry every morning on my way to school because I did not feel right. I did not have a flat stomach like everyone else because I was comparing myself. No one knew what I was going through and how sick I was. I literally could not wear jeans several years because my stomach was so bloated and so uncomfortable, and I could have to stop talking about it. But it's hard. It's hard to talk about, and that's what people are going to relate to, okay? Whether they had a different struggle or whether it was similar. So fast forward to after high school, and I was sicker than ever. I could not eat anything other than yogurt without getting sick. My weight would fluctuate about 20 pounds certain years, like up or down, and I did not know why. I did the exact same things. I was super sick. I would sleep 18 hours a day. I could literally go to school, come home, sleep. I didn't even have time to do homework. I'd do homework the next morning in my other classes. I was so sick. And those of you who know me, I'm a very hard worker, so that was just not that would stress me out more because I'm like, I don't know if I can get this done, but I'm so sick, I need sleep. So, from there, I found myself in college, and my first month of college, I brought myself to a doctor, and I didn't care how much this doctor cost. I didn't care who she was as long as she could help me. So I basically researched celiac disease myself and found that I had it. I did not care what the doctor said. I knew I had it. I knew it. I was reading the symptoms, and I took a symptoms checklist, and it said if you had 5 symptoms, you need to get checked for celiac disease. There was probably 90 to 100 on the list, and I would tell you I had 95% of these symptoms. And I just sat there with my mom and I cried. I was shocked. So I went to a doctor. I got diagnosed. I did have celiac disease, and I actually have one of the most severe cases they ever seen. So that is part of my story. And guess what? That hasn't even gone into Beachbody yet. So I get upset talking about it. But guess what? People are going to be inspired. So turn that mess you may have into a message and share it with the world because they want to hear what you have to say. And they aren't going to ask you for it. You need to tell them. So then I almost, I would say, I don't even know how many months, a year or so after I was diagnosed, I found Carly, my coach, and I found her on Instagram, and I saw she ate gluten free, and I was like, hallelujah, someone knows what I'm doing. That was before gluten free was really huge, like it is now, and I was shocked. I was like, I don't care what this girl's doing, but I need it. And so I signed up on a whim with my mom because I needed support at home. Because in high school, I would crash diet by myself. I would try any pill I could get my hands on, and I would make myself sick to my stomach and not tell anyone I was doing it. I was ashamed. I was like, I don't want to tell people I need to lose weight. But guess what? They could see it. You are not hiding anything from anyone just by not sharing it. They know what you're going through. Okay? So fast forward to that, and Beachbody has made me the happiest and healthiest person I've ever been. Even like a year and a half ago, every winter I would be super depressed. I would be so anemic, vitamin deficient. I was like a ghost. Okay, I'm pale, I know, but I was a ghost. I look back to pictures and I'm like, I was so unhealthy. Beachbody saved me from that. Amazing, right? So your story may be totally different than mine. Your story may be very similar than mine, but share it. The world needs to hear it, and they need to hear it from you. People are going to connect to you, and it's all because you're sharing your story. So that's it on today on how to craft your story. If you need any help, just ask us, but just go for it, guys. Before, I used to tell people, I don't have a story. I don't have something to share. Guess what? We all do. And whether you have 100 pounds to lose or you have 10 pounds to gain, that's okay. That's all part of our story, and that's what makes us different and unique. So that's it for now, guys. Bye-bye.